Welcome to an Eye on Harness Racing special report. I'm Heather Dodds and I'm reporting to you from the 2011 annual meeting of the Board of Directors of the USTA.
I'd like to call our 72nd annual meeting of the United States Trotting Association to order. A few opening comments. I want to welcome our directors, staff, and other visitors that are attending our sessions today and tomorrow. And I also would like to welcome all of our members and others that are attending this conference through our video streaming that has begun through the USTA website. We will now move to the introduction of new directors, and we have 5 this year.
4 days prior to St. Patrick's Day, we should give a warm welcome to Mike Sweeney. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken, and welcome, Mike.
I present to you Mr. Michael Kane.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you the new track director from Yonkers Raceway, Tim Rooney Jr., so close to St. Patty's Day. Tim?
During Sunday's general session, the election of officers took place, wherein the only contested race for chairman, Ivan Axelrod, narrowly defeated Joe Feraldo.
In quite a close vote, Ivan Axelrod had 28 and Joe Feraldo had 23, so Ivan will continue as chairman of the board. I thank both people for their interest and their dedication to the industry, and I know that they both will continue to give their all.
USTA President Phil Langley and Executive Vice President Mike Tanner both addressed the board with their reports.
There are a few old fogies on the board, myself, Doc Walker, and a couple other people. But for the most part, let's take a look at our directorship. We've got 15 directors in their 30s and 40s. Look around, you see Brock Milstein, Alex DeDoy, Jason Settlemore, Gabe Wand, all young people involved in the business.
We're looking to develop a program that will take entries online, and we've got a racetrack or two that are interested in piloting that for us. We're looking to expand our handicapping contests and our engagement with the horse player. We're doing back to the tracking, which quite frankly was another idea that came out of membership. We're streamlining our information delivery, which is something we always try to do. We're working on a national pick 4. Chris Schick is quarterbacking that, and a bunch of people in this room are involved in that as well. I would like to see us find a way to activate our membership and perhaps revamp our district meeting format.
We've got wagers starting April 1st, which is a Friday. On Friday, April 1st, we have a $10,000 guaranteed pick 4 pool at Northfield. Then on Saturday the 2nd, and these bets are, when we offered them entirely for the month of April. On Saturday the 2nd, we've got a $10,000 guarantee again at Northfield. So we got Friday and Saturday for the month of April at Northfield at $10,000. We've got $15,000 every Saturday night in April at Balmoral on the guaranteed pick 4, and then every Sunday in April we have a $25,000 guarantee at Balmoral. So that's what we have in the hopper. We have an offer that the committee voted on this past Wednesday to Yonkers for April, and it's not a big secret. We've been talking with them and going back and forth, and I haven't conveyed the offer to them because we just did it, but we're hoping that we can get a bet up and running in April at Yonkers.
Thank you all, and I thank everyone on the streaming video for your attention. I hope you got things out of this, and look forward to you coming back at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Thank you all.
We're going to have a row back here, a row behind these chairs.
And as what's become tradition on the first day of the meeting, the directors gathered for a group photo, which has always been pretty entertaining.
Big smile on 3. 1, 2, 3.
After the opening general session, the various committees met to discuss rule change proposals and other items on their agendas.
That all buckles on the front hobble hangers should be taped.
That's the responsibility of the trainer and the group. And the hobble hangers normally are long enough that there's plenty of hanger to tuck into the hobble. If the groom don't tuck it in, that's their fault.
Jay first, then
We discussed that, and I felt much like you did in Pompano, and Fred Grant and some of the fellows there, and the majority were in favor of having these taped, and they say that it's a rule in Canada now that they must have them taped.
I don't know who's going to enforce the rule. I don't know how it could be enforced. We don't have people in the paddock that paddock judges to go and check every horse.
I mean, I just drove one this summer where that happened. It would have been nice if it wouldn't have happened. But where do we stop? You know, maybe it needs to be an individual track thing.
It'll just bring a little more awareness to where, you know, like maybe you ought to take a look at them. There's no one going to be able to enforce every hobble hiker being taped. I mean, but still, it is a good thing. At least it might bring it to some people's attention.
There's a lot of momentum on behalf of the county fairs because of this $10,000 carrot that we threw out there. There are things that they're willing to try and to initiate because there's an incentive for this program. So, you know, in the current form, I'm very satisfied with that model.
We've gone through that switch. We now are on a high deductible health insurance plan with an HSA, which a lot of companies are moving to. It's kind of complicated.
I wasn't sure exactly how responsive our man was going to be because I really didn't know him that well. But what I found was the depth of the investigations and his attention to detail and timeliness has been very professional. I've been very happy. I think we more than get our money's worth.
General, would you support, well, he's asked for it, Dick seconded a $5,000 grant contribution to Harness Horse Youth Foundation. Favor? Aye. Move to approve the budget as submitted and adjusted for the 3 or 4 items that we've discussed today. Is there a second? Second, Mr. Lilly. All those in favor?
Aye. As part of the second day's events, during the luncheon, various President's Awards were given out.
For the most part, he's been more than fair to the USTA and to the industry, and sometimes you got to write them as you see them. And so, Bill Finley, would you come forward and get your award? I think that this is the kind of outfit that we want in racing, and I think that long range, hopefully it'll get some new people involved. Ed O'Connor and VIP Stables.
I just want to say thank you very much for the award. It's quite humbling to get something like this. And I just want to ask for everyone's help a little bit, to help us, help Frank Antonacci, help the other partnerships, start a partnership, because that's how you get new owners into the game. I think that's maybe what I'll say, that's very important. So thank you very much.
Again, welcome to the Communications Marketing section of this weekend for the USTA Board of Directors. At this time, the Director of the Communications Department, please welcome Kate Lockhart. Kate?
Just want to say welcome. I assumed this position on an interim basis in June of this past year with the departure of Nicole Kraft. She has since stepped up as the executive editor of Hoofbeats magazine. And I just want you to know I'm not new to the communications department. I've been around since its inception, so I have a good sense of what it is we do. I'm proud of the work we were able to do the second half of 2010.
Obviously, we want to be everywhere that there's news being made, but I'm sure you've all heard about shrinking newspapers. But the internet has an unlimited amount of content that can be presented there, so there are no barriers.
Another group, the people who are racing fans or handicappers, I'd like to get more content in there for them, so we're going to have special sections for them as well. We do have a column right now, but we'll be adding to that. I also get a lot of feedback from people who have standardbreds as pleasure horses or as second career horses, and they're always looking to publicize their efforts and all that they do with horses after they leave the racetrack. So I'll also work to get more stories about those in there as well.
Welcome all of the directors and visitors back to us today, as well as everyone watching our session on the internet. I want to thank those people that I can't see for your support and desire to be more involved in the operations of the United States Trotting Association's and the issues that we face today and in the future. 15 was to amend Article 1, Section 2 by adding the following sentence after the first sentence: signature includes but is not limited to an electronic or digital signature in a format approved by the association. This bylaw was reviewed and approved by the Rules Committee, and I'm looking for a motion to Mr. Brennan. Second, Mr. Hoovler. Any discussion? Mr. Brent.
I would just like to point out on both 15 and 16 that this wasn't the original language. The concept was more of a concept when it was presented to the committees. After the Rules Committee, Mr. Hastings and Mr. Bray and myself met and put it into language that would be appropriate for a bylaw that accomplishes what the proposals were for the bylaws. So this is the first time people are seeing this exact language.
We're the team trying to come from behind now. We've got obstacles. We're not in the lead. We must be prepared to take chances and risks. And not all of our decisions are going to be right. Some are going to fail. But we have to move forward. We have to take the opportunities, and we, the USTA, can be part of that leadership that's going to make us succeed. So I look for a motion to adjourn. Second? Somebody seconded it. So, all in favor? And again, thank you all and good travels.
And there you have it, the 2011 annual meeting of the Board of Directors of the USTA. I'm Heather Dodds. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Eye on Harness Racing.